Although Vita Health Group provided this exercise class provisional with your health and safety in mind, each individual participant has their own limitations and should consult their general practitioner or an appropriate medical professional prior to undertaking the class. Should you be prone to injury, are currently pregnant, or be managing any functional limiting medical conditions, please seek medical confirmation prior to participating. At all times, ensure you follow all instructions provided by Vita Health Groups throughout the entirety of the recording. Should you experience any symptoms of dizziness, nausea, or increased pain at any point during your participation, please stop and seek the appropriate advice from your general practitioner or the 111 service.
Hello and welcome to today's class. My name's Danny and I'm going to be your instructor for today. This class is our Advanced Stretch and Flex class. It's designed for people who are looking to improve their flexibility and their mobility. We're going to be stretching from head to toe. There's going to be a list of all the equipment that you need on the screen. So grab a bottle of water and we'll get started with our warm-up. Let's get started with our warm-up then. So with this warm-up, we're aiming to increase our heart rate, activate the muscles, increase mobility, all ready for our exercise class that's coming up. So we're going to start off nice and simple with just some marching on the spot. We're going to be doing this for 1 minute. Do it at your own pace, whether you want to go nice and slow or quite fast, completely up to you. Fab, let's get going for 1 minute then. Make sure we're swinging those arms, lifting the feet nice and high whilst we're marching. Remember, we're working to increase that heart rate. So just taking it at your own pace. That's great. Keep swinging those arms, lifting those knees nice and high. And we are nearly halfway there. Great. Again, taking it at your own pace, just as we start the warm-up. Okay, 10 more seconds. Great, and bring that down to a stop. Brilliant. Okay, next thing we're going to do, we're just going to do some jogging on the spot this time. We're only going to go for 30 seconds this time. Again, doing it at your own pace. Just make sure that you've got a nice, safe environment around you. Okay, when we're ready, off we go. Again, make sure we're moving those arms and lifting those feet nice and high off the floor. That's it, halfway there. Good, 5 seconds left. And bring it down to a stop. Brilliant. Okay, so next thing we're going to do, we're going to go to do some hip circles. So for this one, I want your feet sort of shoulder width apart on the floor and the hands just resting on your hips. We're going to start off with very small circles. So we're going to sort of push the hips to one side, bring them round to the front and round to the back. Again, just do them at your own pace, and also with the circle, just make it as small or as big as you can, depending on how you're feeling. We're going to go for 30 seconds. When we're ready, off we go. That's it. So just make sure we're concentrating on really pushing those hips all the way around the movement. That's good. Because we're coming up to halfway, we're going to switch and go in the opposite direction. Again, like I said, if you need to do small circles with how you're feeling at the moment, that's absolutely fine. Or nice and big circles, doesn't matter. Great, and come to a stop. Okay, for the next exercise, we're going to go into doing some leg swings. For this one, I'm going to do it just freestanding, but if you need to, you can hold onto a wall, hold onto the back of a chair, whichever works best for you. We're going to start off with our right leg. So again, like I said, holding onto something for stability if needs be. We're going to go for 30 seconds. We're just going to lift the leg out in front of us and then slowly lift behind. Okay, off we go. So just swinging that leg at your own pace. Like I said, if you need to hold on to something, then that's absolutely fine. Good. That's great. Keeping the knee nice and straight and just swinging back and forwards. That's it. We've got 5 seconds left on this leg and then we'll switch over. Great. Okay. So if you need to swing the chair around to the other side or reposition yourself so that you can hold onto the wall the opposite way, that's fine. And then we'll go for 30 seconds again. So on the left leg this time, swinging back and forth. That's great. Again, just doing it at your own pace, lifting the leg in a range of movement that's comfortable for you. Good. Okay, 10 seconds left on this leg. Great, and come to a stop, just back into our resting position. So the next activity that we're going to do is going to be with our arms. We're going to go for some arm circles. So what we'll do, we'll start off with our right arm because we started with our right leg. We'll pop our hand out to the side. And what we're going to do is we're going to start with some circles, just going backwards like this. If you need to do the circles nice and small, that's absolutely fine. Obviously, if you can, then we're going to do nice big circles with the arm. Again, just do whatever feels comfortable for you at the moment. And again, we're going to go for 30 seconds. That's it. Like I said, make sure we're doing this one in a comfortable range of movement. It can be as small or as big as you need at the moment. That's great. We've done 15 seconds on this arm. That's great. Last 5 seconds. Brilliant. Okay. And this time we're going to do the exact same on the left arm. So again, arm out to the side. You can do small circles if you need to. Obviously big ones if you can as well. Fab. Off we go. 30 seconds on this one. That's great. Again, just going at the speed that sort of works for you at the moment. If you need to move nice and slowly through this movement, that's fine. Obviously, if you can, then obviously we'll go a bit quicker. That's great. And just 5 more seconds. Perfect. Okay. Last exercise of our warm-up. We're going to do some movements with our spine. So we're going to work in 4 different directions. We're going to go for a forward movement, a backwards movement, and then side to side as well. So what I'll do first is I'll show you what we're going to do, and then I'll explain how many we're going to do after that. So we're going to have the feet shoulder width apart again. For the forwards movement, I'd like you to have your hands resting on the front of your legs. And then what I want you to do nice and slowly is just come down as far as you can until you start to feel that bit of a stretch in the lower back, and then return up to your neutral position. Then we'll go for the opposite. So this time I'll turn to the side to show you, you're going to lean backwards. Again, just a gentle movement, and back up to the neutral position. Then hands down by our sides. Doesn't matter which side you do first, but you're going to bend over to the side, back up, and over to the other side. We're going to do 5 in each direction. Again, just going as far as you can. Okay, we'll do them all together. So if we start at the front, we're going to come down, just go as far as you can, and then back up to that neutral position. Then we're going to lean back, again to the neutral position, hands down by our sides, drop one hand down the side of the leg, back up, and then over to the side. So that's 1 repetition. So now we'll go for our second. So again, we're going to come back down the front, nice and slowly and controlled. And then this time lean backwards. That's great. And then down to one side, back up and over into the other direction. Brilliant. On to number 3. So back to the front, coming down as far as you can, and back up, and then leaning back and back into that neutral position. Hands down by our sides, and we'll go over to one side and back up. Then over to the other side and back up. And now for number 4, back to the front, leaning forwards and back up. Hands on our hips and we'll lean backwards. Back to our neutral position and down to one side. And back over to the other direction. Brilliant, last one now, hands back on the front. We're going to lean down as far as we can. Back up to the middle, hands on our hips and lean back. Back to the middle, and then this time we'll drop down one side. Back up and then down to the other side. Okay, that completes our warm up. So if you want to go and grab a bottle of water ready for our exercise class, and we'll get started. Okay, so this exercise is called the 2-part neck stretch. For this one, you can be standing or you can be seated, whichever you prefer. What we're going to do in this one is we're going to be holding a static stretch. So we're going to go both sides for 15 seconds, have a bit of a break, and then we'll repeat, and we're going to do it 3 times through. So what we're going to do for this one, bring the hand, it doesn't matter which, as we'll do both sides, over to the opposite side of the head. You're very gently going to pull the head towards the shoulder, just as far as you can go. And then when you get to the end of your movement, you're going to try rotating the head so that you're looking towards the floor. You'll have to move the hand more towards the back of the head and just pull down very gently. You should feel the stretch across the back of the neck, in between the neck and the shoulder. Like I said, we're going to hold for 15 seconds on one side, then we'll go to the other side, hold for 15 seconds, and then we'll have a little bit of a break. Okay, so bring the hand over the head, pull to the side very gently, rotate the head towards the floor, move that hand to the back of the head and pull down, and off we go for 15. Okay, so just going as far as you can until you feel that gentle pulling down the back of the neck. It shouldn't be painful. If it is, you might have just gone too far. So just ease up on the pressure from the hand. Okay, and relax from there. Right, now we're going to switch to the other side. So we'll bring the hand over the head, bring the head towards the shoulder. When we get to our limit, we're going to turn and look towards the floor. Move the hand to the back of the head and pull forwards. And off we go for 15. So like we said, we should be feeling that stretch from the top of the neck down towards the shoulder. Okay, and then just relax from there. Okay, we're going to have a few seconds before we go back into doing the other side. If you feel like you do need longer, then just pause the video and then join back in when you feel ready. But if not, then let's get started on the other side. So hand over the head, pull the head very gently towards the shoulder, then we rotate towards the floor, move the hand to the back of the head and just apply that little bit more pressure, and off we go for 15. Don't worry about how far you can get for now. It's one of those things that will increase the more that you do it and the more that we loosen the muscles around the neck. Okay, and relax from there. Let's go straight into the other side. So bring the hand over the head, pull the head towards the shoulder. Then when you get to your limit, rotate towards the floor. Move the hand to the back of the head and apply that extra bit of gentle pressure, and off we go for 15 seconds. Making sure we're being nice and gentle with the hand when we're pulling the head. So we don't want to pull too far. And relax from there. Okay, so like we did before, we're going to have a few seconds before we go into doing the other side. If you do feel like you need longer, make sure you pause the video and then come back when you are ready. So off we go with the opposite side. Bring the hand over, pull the head towards the shoulder, rotate towards the floor, move the hand to the back of the head and apply that extra bit of gentle pressure and hold for 15. Breathing in nice and slowly. And breathing out. Very good. And relax from there. Okay, last one now. We're going to go over to the other side. Bring the hand over. Gently pull the head towards the shoulder. Then rotate the head towards the floor. Move the hand to the back of the head. Apply a little bit of gentle pressure. And off we go for 15. Nice, slow and steady breathing. Okay, and relax from there. That's great. So that's the end of that exercise. We're going to take a 20-second break now. If you need a drink, make sure you grab one, and then we'll come back for the next exercise. Okay, so this exercise is called the bicep and anterior deltoid stretch. All that means is we're going to be stretching our bicep muscle in between the elbow and the shoulder, and also our anterior deltoid, which sits at the front of the shoulder joint. For this one, we're going to be on the floor, so take your time getting down to the floor. If you need to pause the video whilst you do so, that's absolutely fine. We're going to sit with the feet flat on the floor for this one. The hands are going to go just behind us with the palms flat on the floor. If you can't get them out behind you, just put them by your side. That's absolutely fine. So the palms are going to go flat on the floor. And then what we're going to do is we're going to shuffle ourselves forwards just until we feel that stretch down the front of the arms, okay, and down the front of the shoulder. So just go as far as you can. We're going to hold it for 20 seconds. We'll have a little break and then we'll go again and we're going to repeat it 3 times, okay? So hands on the mat, shuffle yourself forwards until you feel that stretch, and then let's hold it for 20 seconds. So as with any of our stretches, we want to really focus on our breathing. So nice and slow breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth, and try and think about relaxing the muscles into the stretch. Very good. Also, think about just going as far as you can until you start to feel that gentle stretch. Okay, and come out to there. That's great. Okay, so we're going to have a little bit of a rest. If you need a little bit longer, then just pause the video and come back when you are ready. But if not, we're going to go for another 20 seconds. Okay, so hands behind us, shuffle forwards, and hold there where you can feel the stretch. Off we go. So remembering that we should just be feeling a gentle stretch down the front of the shoulders into the upper arms. Shouldn't be painful. If it's painful, we might be just going a bit too far, so just come back a little bit if that's the case. Okay, and then relax from there. So bring yourself back. That's great. Okay, we're going to have a little bit of a rest again. If you do need longer, make sure to pause the video. If not, then let's get ready to go one more time. So hands behind us and move yourself forwards. And off we go for 20 seconds. That's it. Focusing on the breathing, really trying to relax the muscles as much as you can. That's great. 5 more seconds. And relax from there. That's great. Okay, in your own time, back up to a standing position. And that's that exercise complete. So we're going to have a 20-second rest now. If you need a quick drink, then make sure you grab one, and then we'll come back for the next one. Okay, this exercise is called our tricep stretch. So for this one, we're going to do static holds on each arm. So we're going to hold our positions for 15 seconds on each arm, and we'll do it 3 times through. So for this one, you can do it in a standing position, a seated position, kneeling down, whichever is most comfortable for you. And what we're going to do, so I'll show you with our right arm first. We're going to take the right arm up to our head, and then you're going to bend the elbow and drop the hand behind the head. From here, you're going to take your left arm nice and gently over here, and you're just going to gently pull with the opposite arm. Okay, just very gentle until you feel the stretch down the back of the arm. And then we're going to hold that position for 15 seconds. Okay, so let's get into the position. So arm up, bend the elbow down behind the head, lift over the top and gently pull just as much as you can, and let's hold it for 15. Off we go. So nice steady breathing when you're doing this one, and being really gentle when you're pulling over with the opposite arm. From the back, this hand should sit down over the shoulder. Okay, and relax from there. So release the arm and come back down to a neutral position. We're going to do the same thing now, but stretching the left arm instead. So we're going to take the left arm up, drop the hand behind the head, take the right arm over to the elbow and just gently pull. Okay, off we go. Just going as far as you can with this one. You should just feel a gentle stretch, not pain. If you're feeling pain, we might just be going too far with this one, so just go as far as you can. Okay, and relax from there. Okay, we'll go back over to the original side now. So we're going to lift the right arm, drop the hand behind the head, take the other arm over, gentle pull, and off we go for 15. If you feel like that's too much for you at the moment, you don't need to add the extra pull in. If you can feel the stretch just by putting the hand down like this, that's absolutely fine. We just use the hand for that extra bit of stretch. Okay, and relax from there. Right, let's go with our left arm again. So we're going to lift the left arm, drop the hand behind the head, take the other arm over, gentle pull, and off we go for 15. So our back should be staying nice and straight on this one. Head should be nice and neutral. Only place you should be feeling it is in the back of the arm. Okay, and relax from there. Okay, we've got one more then on each side. So we're going to go back to the original side, take the arm up, drop the hand behind the head, lift the other arm over, and just gentle pressure with that other hand. Off we go. Nice and steady breathing on this one with it being a stretch. Want to keep that breath nice and slow and relax into the position. Okay, and release. Okay, one more left on the opposite arm. So we're going to lift up, drop the elbow behind, take the hand over, and a gentle pull. Off we go for 15. Nice steady breathing. Feel that stretch in the back of the arm. And relax. Okay, great. So that is the last exercise in today's class before we move into a cool down. So we're going to have a 20-second break. Make sure to grab yourself a drink and then I'll meet you back here for our cool down. Okay, so for this exercise, we're going to be doing a child's pose with a twist. So we're going to be down on the floor for this one in a kneeling down position. So take your time getting to the floor. If you need to pause the video whilst you do so, then just join back in when you're ready. Okay, so as I said, we're going to be in a kneeling position for this one with the feet tucked under so that we've got the top of the feet towards the mat. For our standard child's pose, we would just put our hands out straight in front and then we would come down onto our heels like so. But as I said before, we're going to add in a twist to this exercise. So we'll go into the original sort of 4-point kneeling position. We're going to walk your hands out to the side so that you're on a bit of an angle. Knees are still facing forwards, hands out to the side. And then we're going to take those heels back again, just as far as we can, and pull the head down. So you should feel the stretch more along one side of the body. Okay, we're going to hold it for 20 seconds on one side, 20 seconds on the other. We'll take a quick break and then we'll go again. We're going to repeat it 3 times on each side. Okay, so into that 4-point kneeling position, take the hands over to one side and then come back onto the heels and down, and we're holding for 20 seconds. So we should be keeping that head down throughout the stretch, looking towards our knees. Making sure that you can just feel the gentle stretch on this one. We shouldn't have any pain. If we do, we might have gone too far. And then coming up out of the stretch, take the hands back to that 4-point kneeling position, and then walk our hands over to the opposite side. And again, we're going to come down towards our heels, head down, and relax into that position for 20. Off we go. So we should feel that stretch down one side of the back more than the others. Reaching the hands out as far forward as you can. And nice and steady breathing. And then come back up into that 4-point kneeling position and then back to our knees. Okay, we're going to take a few seconds break. If you feel like you need longer in between the repetitions, just pause the video and take that time and come back when you're ready. But if not, then we're going to go back into our 4-point kneeling position. Take the hands out to the side that we started on, and then drop the hips down towards the heels, head tucked in, and off we go for 20. Nice, slow and steady breaths. Really stretching the arms out as far as you can get them. Nice and gentle breathing. And then come back up. Back into that 4-point kneeling position. Take the hands over to the opposite side. And then bring those hips down to the heels again. Tuck the head in. And try and relax into that position if you can. And nice, slow and steady breathing. Okay, and then slowly bring yourself back up into the 4-point kneeling position and back down to our knees. Okay, so we're going to take a few seconds again like we did before. Again, if you need longer, make sure to pause the video and come back when you are ready. If not, then we will go again. So this is our last one on each side, so really try and relax into the stretch as much as you can. So up onto our 4-point kneeling position. Hands out to the original side and bring those hips down towards the heels, tuck the head in, and off we go. Really relaxing into the position, pulling those hands as far away from the body as we can. Okay, and back up into our 4-point kneeling position. Take the hands over to the other side, and again bring those hips down towards the heels and head between the arms, looking at your knees. Relax into there. Nice, slow and steady breathing for this one. Okay, and then coming back up into our 4-point kneeling position. And in your own time, you're going to come back up to our standing position. Okay, So that is the end of that exercise, and that's also the last exercise of this class before we move into our cool down. So we're going to have another 20-second break. Grab yourself a quick drink if you need one, and then I'll meet you back here for the cool down. Okay, for this exercise, we're going to be doing a dynamic calf stretch. So to do this, you need to make sure you've got some room in front of you, ready to sort of move forwards as we go. So what we're going to do, we're going to place one foot out in front of us with the heel of the foot on the floor, toes pointing up. With the arms, you're going to bend down and sweep down as if you were picking something up off the floor, and then step forwards. Okay, then we'll do the opposite leg, bend down and sweep forward. You should feel the stretch in the back of the calf as we come down to the bottom of that movement. We're going to keep going. Obviously, if you haven't got a really long space where you can keep continuously going, just turn around whenever you get to the point that you need to. And we're going to go for 30 seconds continuously. We'll have a break and then we'll go for a second time. Okay? So into the starting position with the space clear in front of you, and off we go for 30 seconds. So down and sweep up, step forwards, next foot, down and sweep up. Good, as you come to the bottom of this movement, you should feel the stretch in the back of the calf. Okay, when you need to, turn round, up. Just going down as far as you can, comfortably. Great, okay. That's the end of our first set of that exercise then. So we're going to take 20 seconds break, grab a drink if you need one, and then we'll come back and do it again. Okay, let's get started with our second set of this exercise then. We're going to do the exact same thing, so make sure you've got the space free in front of you, and off we go for another 30 seconds. That's it. Nice and steady throughout 30 seconds. Taking your time throughout the stretch. At your own pace, keep going. That's great. Okay, brilliant. Right, let's take another 20 seconds rest, have a drink if you need one, and then we'll come back and do this one for a third and final time. Okay, let's get going then with our third set. Same thing again, make sure you've got the space free in front of you, and off we go for 30. That's it, just coming down as low as you can. On this one, it should just be a gentle stretch in the back of the calf. If we're getting pain, then it might be that we're just going too far, so maybe don't bend down as close to the ground. Okay, and taking nice, gentle steps, keeping those toes pointed up towards the ceiling. Okay, brilliant. So that is the end of that exercise. We're going to take another 20-second break. Make sure you get a drink if you need one, and then we'll come back for the next exercise. Okay, so this exercise is called the long sit rotation. This one is a stretch, so we're going to be getting into a certain position and then holding it for a period of time. We're going to do 15 seconds and we're going to do 3 on each side. We need to be sat down on the floor for this one, so take your time getting to the floor and pause the video if you need to. And we're going to want to sit with our feet out in front of us with our knees extended, sitting as upright as possible. We'll start with the right leg, so we're going to bend the right knee up so that our foot is in line with our left knee. And then what you're going to do from here is try and bring the foot over to the outside of the left leg. From here, you're going to extend your left arm and try and cross it over the right knee. And from here, you're going to try and push the right knee over towards that left leg, and you should feel a stretch in the lower back. Okay, we're going to hold for 15 seconds here. Off we go. Pushing that leg just as much as you can over the opposite side. Good. And as with all the stretches, just going to the point where you feel comfortable. Okay, and that's 15 seconds. So relax from there. Bring the leg back down, and we're going to do it the opposite way now. So we're going to bring the left foot up so that it's in line with our right knee. Then bring it over to the outside of the right leg. Take the right arm and pop it over the knee, and then try and push the knee across so that we're stretching the lower back. Just go as far as you can. If you can push the knee further than I can, then that's great. If you can't go quite as far, just go to the point where you feel that gentle stretch. Okay, and from there, slowly relax, bring the leg back down. Okay, so we've got 2 more to do on each side. So we'll go for the right leg again, bring the right knee up, switch over to the other side, bring the arm across and push into the knee so that you're feeling the stretch down the back and into the glutes. Okay, off we go. Breathe in nice and slowly on these ones. Very good. Okay, and relax from there. And over to the left side, so left knee up, cross the foot over to the outside of the other leg, bring the arm over and push that knee across. Off we go. That's great, and then relax from there. Okay, last one on each side now. So we're going to go for the right knee again, bring it up, cross the foot over, arm out in front, and then push the knee away with the arm. Here we go. That's great, just going as far as you can. Okay, and then relaxing from here. Left knee up this time for the last one. Cross the foot over, pop the arm across, and then push the knee over with the arm. Off we go. That's great, nearly there. And now relax. And take your time to get back up into a standing position. Okay, so this exercise is called the Cobra. This is one of our stretches, so we're going to be holding this position for 30 seconds. We're going to do it 3 times through. We're going to be down on the mat for this one, so take your time getting down to the floor. We're going to be lying on our front. So onto the floor, on our front. The hands are going to come underneath the shoulders, like so, with the elbows tucked in to our sides. what we're going to do from here, keeping the legs still on the floor, you're just going to try and extend the elbows and push yourself up. Just go as far as you can. If you can only come up onto your elbows, that's absolutely fine. If you can get all the way to the top with straight arms, that's also fine. Whatever feels comfortable for you at the moment. And then we're going to hold for 30 seconds, okay? Right, off we go then. So big push up into our position and hold for 30. Make sure that we're breathing nice and slowly in this one, with it being a stretch. We want to focus on that breathing. Try and keep the head forwards if you can. Try and relax the muscles into this position. Really focus on that breathing. Just going as far as you can. You should just feel that gentle stretch on this one. Okay, and then relax from there. We're just going to take a few seconds in between each repetition. If you feel like you need a little bit longer, then feel free to pause the video and then join back in when you feel ready. But if not, then we're going to go again. So we're going to push up as much as we can and off we go for 30 seconds. So like we were saying, you should feel a gentle stretch on this one. It shouldn't be painful. If it feels painful, then it might mean that we're just going too far. So maybe just lower down slightly and just don't go as far for this one. That's great, 10 more seconds on this one. Keeping that head forwards if you can. Breathe in nice and slow. Okay, and then come back down to the floor. So same as last time, we're just going to take a few seconds to relax. If you feel like you need longer, then pause the video and just return when you feel ready. But if not, let's go into our last one. So we're going to push up just as far as you can and off we go. Focusing on that breathing, feeling that gentle stretch and trying to relax the muscles into that position. Also try not to hunch the shoulders up, try and push the shoulders down if you can. Breathe in nice and slow. Okay, and then slowly lowering ourselves down. And then taking your time, I want you to return to your standing position. That's great. Okay, that is the last exercise of today's class before we move into our cool down. So we're going to take 20 seconds, have a quick drink of water if you need one, and then we will come back for our quick cool down to round off today's session. Okay, let's get started with our cool down. So with the cool down, we're going to be focusing on bringing that heart rate back down, bringing our breathing rates back down, and sort of just relaxing the muscles after the class that you've done. So we're going to start off nice and easy with 30 seconds of deep breathing. So for the breathing, I'd really focus on breathing in through the nose and then breathing back out through the mouth. We're wanting those nice deep breaths. So when we are breathing in, try and think about sort of filling the rib cage, and then obviously releasing on the breath out. Okay, we're going to go for 30 seconds all together. Off we go. So like I said, breathing in through the nose and back out through the mouth. And make sure, like we said, we're really trying to fill that rib cage with air when we're breathing in, and then breathing out nice and slowly. You might find that at the moment, because you've just finished the exercises, that it's a bit difficult to slow that breathing rate down, but just go at your own pace. Okay, fab. What we're going to go on to next, again, nice and easy, we're going to go on to some walking on the spots. So in the warm-up before, we were obviously trying to increase our heart rate with the marching and the jogging. This time we're trying to bring it back down. So we're going to go nice and slowly and just walk on the spot. Okay, for 30 seconds, off we go. That's great. So still swinging those arms like we were before, but obviously just in a bit more of a relaxed position on this one and going a little bit slower. That's great. That's halfway there. 5 more seconds. Great, okay, this time we're gonna move on to doing some hip circles. So we did these in our warm up before, but again, a bit like the walking, we're gonna bring the pace down on this one. So we're gonna have the feet shoulder width apart, hands on the hips, and again, make the circles as small or as big as you can. And we're just gonna go big circles with the hips, nice and slowly. We're gonna do 30 seconds all together, off we go. So bringing the pace down a little bit on this one, just moving through the full movement, nice and slowly. We can still concentrate on our breathing in these cool down exercises. So really trying to slow that breathing down. 10 more seconds. Great, okay. For the next movement, we're going to be going down to the floor. So take your time getting down. If you need to hold on to something, then do that. Nice and carefully onto the floor. And we're going to have the feet out in front, legs nice and straight. I want you to try and keep the knees as straight as possible with this one. And then we're going to rest the hands on front of the thighs. From here, we're just going to slide down the legs just as far as you can. And we want to grip on to our legs as close as we can to our ankles, and we're going to hold that stretch for 30 seconds. Okay, so moving down just as far as you can, and then let's hold for 30 seconds. Off we go. Still focusing on that breathing when we're doing this movement, so breathing nice and slowly in and out, and we should feel that nice gentle stretch down the back of the legs. Okay, we're halfway there. 10 seconds left. And 5 seconds. Okay, and sit back up into that relaxed position. We're going to get ourselves back up into a standing position, but again, take your time. If you need to hold on to something to help you get up, then that's absolutely fine. Okie doke. Once we're up then, for the next movement, we're going to be doing some stretches, mobility work for the middle back. So we're going to have the feet shoulder width apart again. The hands this time are going to come up behind the head. And we're going to be doing 4 different movements. So we're going to be coming down into a forward position, back up and into a slightly extended position. Then we're also going to do some flexion to the side, back up into a middle position and over to the side. Okay, we might add in a little bit of rotation too, just to stretch a few extra muscles. We're going to go for 30 seconds. I want you to go at your own pace, and we're just going to move through all those different movements, just making sure that we're stretching all the right muscles. Okay, off we go all together. So coming forwards, back up into that slightly extended position, and back down, over to the sides, and then rotating. That's great. And again, we're going to go slightly forwards and up and slightly back. Then we're going to lean to the sides. And again, we might go slightly over 30 seconds, but we want to get all those movements back in. And the final rotation. Okay, and then bring the arms back down into our neutral position. We're going to finish off by doing 30 seconds of our deep breathing again. So we're going to go in through the nose, out through the mouth, make sure we're trying to fill that rib cage there, and then release. Okay, off we go. So hopefully this breathing will be sort of easier now. Hopefully you'll be breathing that a little bit slower. In through the nose and out through the mouth. Again, really trying to fill that rib cage with air. And back down. Brilliant. Okay, well done everyone. So thank you for attending our exercise class today. We hope you've enjoyed it, and we hope to see you very soon on our next session. Thank you.